What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and yet another episode, and I hope you guys are having an absolutely spectacular day. And I have a very, very special episode for you guys today. With the Christmas season quickly approaching, I thought it was the perfect opportunity to bust out this bad boy right here. If you are unsure what I just showed you guys, that is basically a 12 Days of Fishmas advent calendar from Mystery Tackle Box. Now, for every one of the 12 days leading up to Christmas, there will be something fishing related inside that calendar for you guys. So basically what I'm doing today is I'm opening that calendar up and I'm seeing what I get inside my box, and I'm trying to catch fish on whatever lures Mystery Tackle Box gives me in this year's calendar. But what we are gonna do before we get out on the water and before we pick up a rod and start catching some fish, we're going to open that calendar, see what we have to catch some fish on today, and see how hard and hopefully easy it will be to catch fish today. So let's open that calendar up right now. As you can see right here, we got the advent calendar. We got the 12 Days of Fishmas right here, and it goes for a $40 value. I believe it is $25 retail price, which is an absolute steal. So you're getting a bunch of fishing lures and equipment that usually goes for around $40. You're getting that for $25 instead if you purchase this Mystery Tackle Box advent calendar. Obviously, I'm not sponsored, but I feel like this would be a fun little challenge for you guys today, especially with the Christmas season approaching. So let's get festive today. Let's open this calendar, let's catch some fish, and let's just have a day. So starting off, there's a wrap, plastic wrap on the calendar. I'm just gonna take that off right quick, bust this bad boy open, see what's inside. Hopefully it blesses me today. Hopefully it's not a challenge to catch fish. Now we got the plastic wrap off the calendar, open right here, and here we go. So this is what we got now. I opened this just like this, and this is what we have now. As you can see, there's a number of days, goes up to 12, and for every one of these days, there's a little compartment, and inside these compartments, there's something fishing related. I don't know what that is yet. I see something right here that looks like a crawl, so we got a crawl today. Headbanger. Lizard. Oh, it's actually a lizard. Okay, so we have a lizard today. I'm not really looking forward to a lizard, but we'll make it work, I bet. Box one. I think it's the sauce. I think we got blessed with box one. I just opened the little tab. Oh, it's a clickbait. Okay, I can work with this. Guggenz Squad clickbait. We got a lizard and we got a clickbait. You know, that's solid. We can work with this. Okay, down to number two. For number three, we got Yodo worms. Put that on a drop shot. That's gonna be big time, especially with the cold temps. We got some crappie jigs, it looks like right here. These almost look like the new Guggen ones. I'm not sure if they are, but I know Guggen is making some crappie baits in this color, morning dawn pearl kind of color. So boom, got the crappie jigs. We have hooks. That's important for fishing, you guys know. So maybe we can throw the lizard on these hooks right here. Number five, we have a Grass Hero jig. Okay, this is not a bad box. I can work with this. Boom, Grass Hero jig in a bluegill color. Bluegill, it is a 1/4 ounce. Okay, ponds are pretty shallow, that'll work. Okay, we got five, now we'll go to six. We got a limited edition sticker, and we got a chance to win $1,000 of MTB swag if you scan the QR code right there. So I'm most definitely gonna do that. I'm gonna see what Carl blessed me with on his site. So when I get home, I'm getting on that site and I'm scanning that QR code. A lot of Guggen stuff, as we got another Guggen product right here, the mini banger in a bluegill color. So we got a lot of bluegill colors today. We got the Yodo worm in a green pumpkin pearl. We got the swim jig and the mini banger in green pumpkin colors, or bluegill colors, sorry. So we got a lot of options today. Obviously, we may not be able to catch fish on every single one of these baits today, but we're gonna try our absolute best. So we're not even done yet. Next, we have a spinnerbait, Carl's Amazing Baits spinnerbait. I am definitely tying this on, 100%. Spinnerbaits are great winter baits, cold water baits. Just slow rolling the chartreuse and white spinnerbait, we're probably gonna get bit. So, boom. We got some more stickers and some jig heads, I assume. These are for these bad boys right here. So if we get desperate, we can go to a little bluegill hole, pull out some bluegill, and call it a day. So first, we're gonna try to catch some bass, obviously, with the baits that we have been given, being the spinnerbait, the swim jig, the clickbait, the mini banger, the Yodo worm, and the lizard. The lizard might be tough, but hopefully we can figure that out. I'm gonna tie the spinnerbait, the Yodo worm, and the lizard on first. And if we catch fish on all those, then I'll switch to the clickbait and the banger, and maybe the crappie jig. So we'll see. So stay tuned and find out exactly how many of these lures I can catch fish on that I got in the 12 Days of Fishmas Advent Calendar. So with that being said, I'm going to throw all my trash away that I have accumulated by opening this Advent Calendar, and I'm gonna get on the GoPro and we're gonna catch some fish. So let's get after it. Boys and girls, we are now fishing. We are starting off with the Yodo worm today. I feel like that's probably gonna be our best bet to get a really quick bite. So we're gonna chuck the Yodo worm around on a drop shot with the favorite Phantom combo. We're gonna fish all this pond that we can. We're gonna fish all the pond that we can. There's a lot of reeds that surround this pond, so there's very little bank accessibility, but the spots that we can access look absolute sauce. And if we don't have any luck at this spot, I got a couple more spots that I have caught fish on with similar techniques, such as a spinnerbait drop shot. Like I said, never caught a fish on a lizard, so that's gonna be interesting, but I'm sure we can figure it out. There's a fish. There's a fish. Yodo worm. Yodo worms. Come on, stay down. Yes, that's a decent fish too, boys. That's a pretty good one. I don't know how we're gonna land this sucker though. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Did he spit it? He spit it, guys. No way. Oh, no, he's not. He's still there. He's still there. He's still there. He just spit it. Bro, I'm snagged on a freaking stick. And that fish spit it right at the bank. Damn, guys. That was a good fish. That was a good fish. Oh, and we lost our weight. That sucks. I mean, it wasn't a giant fish, but it was probably a 2-pounder. And that would have been our first fish of the day too. That's just an awkward spot to land fish, especially since he wasn't really hooked that well, considering we're using a small hook. There's another one, another fish. All right, we got one. We got another one. Not as big, I don't think. We're gonna ski him on in. We're flipping him. All right. All right. We got one. We got one on the Yodo worm. Oh, not as big as the last one that we missed, I don't think. Still a fish that I'm never gonna complain about. I am still salty about that last one. That last one was probably about a 2-pounder, but that is two bites, basically back-to-back casts. That's the Yodo worm crossed off. That is one of the lures that we wanted to catch fish on today, done and complete. So you might throw the Yodo worm around just for a little bit longer because we are getting bites on it. That's not a terrible fish. That's a pretty good one. Like I said, that is the Yodo worm crossed off the list. We're gonna send our little friend back. If we don't fall, give him a soft release. There we go. Oh, he waved goodbye. Goodbye, friend. All right. Like I said, I'm gonna throw the Yodo worm around for a little bit longer because that's 2 bites, almost back-to-back casts. And we got one. We crossed one lure off the list of lures that we needed to catch a fish on. So, do I wish we caught the last one? Most definitely. Am I glad we caught that one? Most definitely. So, let's quit the blabbering. Let's get back out there. Let's catch some more. Uh-oh. There we go. There we go. That's number 3 on the drop shot. I think that's enough. He's not even hooked. What the? This fish is not even hooked. There we go. Okay. Thank you, buddy. Thanks for eating the drop shot. And there he goes. Well, we caught 3 on the drop shot, on the Yodo worm specifically, so I think that's enough action for the drop shot for now. If we get desperate, we'll probably pick it back up, but I think what I'm gonna do now, I think I'm gonna try to knock off that lizard. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick up the lizard now, hop it across the bottom, and surely something will pick it up, and hopefully we pick up a big bass in the process. So stay tuned and enjoy. Guys, we are at the other side of the pond, and I think the spinnerbait's probably going to do pretty well over here, because this side of the pond, this bank over here, is pretty windy, and that's what spinnerbaits are known for. They're known for doing well in windy conditions. So I'm just going to chuck and wind the spinnerbait, and hopefully we hook into an absolute behemoth. So again, stay tuned and let's catch a big. There we go, on the spinnerbait. Oh no, come here, come here, come here. No, there he goes. He just went back in. What are we gonna count that? I say we keep throwing it. I don't know if we count that one, because I didn't touch him and that fish was microscopic. So I mean, it's a good sign. We got a bite on the spinnerbait. Oh, that fish was tiny though. There we go. There's a fish. We're counting this one. We're counting this one. Another really small one on the spinnerbait, but he absolutely choked it. All right, got it out. Another really tiny one, about the size of the one that we lost, but we are counting this as a catch, because this is a catch technically. I have a bass in my hands. We're gonna fish the rest of the pond though, see if we can hook into a bigger one, because that is really the goal today. I want to catch a big fish. I'm gonna send guy back. There he goes. I do want to catch a bigger fish, but that is a good sign. We've gotten 2 bites on the spinnerbait. Now we just need some bigger ones. We just need some bigger bites now. So I'm gonna keep chucking and winding the spinnerbait, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we hook into that behemoth we're looking after. So stay tuned, and we're gonna find that big one. We're gonna find Bertha, believe me. Well, we caught 1 on the spinnerbait. Actually, technically we caught 2 on the spinnerbait, but we really only caught 1. We only really landed and held 1 fish. I also almost got absolutely domed by a golf ball. I guess that's kind of like a warning shot to not fish a golf course pond. I guess that's what I get, but I'm gonna take that as my cue to get up out of here. We did hook 2 pretty decent fish to start the day off, but since then we've only been hooking into some pretty small ones. Well, we're gonna move to a different spot in the hopes of catching a bigger fish and getting some more size. We're just lacking size. We're getting bites, we're just lacking size. So let's change spots, and I'll see you guys when we get to the second spot of the day. Well, everybody, we made it to the second spot of the morning, and I think I'm going to start off by throwing the spinnerbait and the lizard, because the lizard is still a bait that we need to catch a fish on. We haven't caught a fish on the lizard yet, and we've caught fish on the spinnerbait, but they've been pretty small. But I also brought the Grass Hero and the banger, the mini banger by Guggenz. If need be, I can make a switch to one of those lures that we got in the advent calendar, and hopefully we can catch some fish here. I've been here before, never filmed here, but I have caught some fish here before. I know that there are some pretty solid ones in this pond. But if we don't catch any fish here, I do have some more spots we can try. So let's get after it. Let's catch a giant. And let's cross off some lures that need to be crossed off. When I was here last time, the bite was pretty hot on this dock, and this bank in particular. So I think I was throwing a spinnerbait that day here too, so we'll see. Try to make some flips under the dock first. There we go, there's a fish, there's a fish. As soon as it hit the water, on the spinnerbait, that's a better fish. He's not giant, but we're gonna ski him in. Get up here, buddy. Ah, not a giant, obviously. That is a fish that we needed. We needed you, buddy. On the spinnerbait, hit it as soon as it hit the water. He hit it like a giant though. But unfortunately, another tiny fish, so we're gonna send buddy back. Peace. Just had one at the dock, guys. Pretty good one. There's one on the swim jig. There we go. We missed one earlier on the swim jig that was definitely bigger than this guy. There we go, swim jig, getting it done. Peace. Well, I'm back at the car, and spot number 2 was a success. We caught 2 fish, one on the spinnerbait, one on the swim jig. And that was actually my first swim jig fish ever. I don't ever really fish swim jigs. If I'm gonna throw something like that, I'm gonna pick up a chatterbait, as you guys know. But caught my first ever swim jig fish, caught one on the spinnerbait as well. We had some more bites, just couldn't capitalize on some of them. But now we're gonna try one more spot today, see if we can cross off the lizard. And as always, I will meet you guys there. There we go, on the lizard, on the lizard. That's a good fish. That's probably our best of the day. On the lizard, that's what I'm talking about. Yes, maybe not quite the best of the day, but hey, it's one of the better fish we've caught all day. Everything now feels like a giant because I haven't really been catching much fish today. Haven't been getting many bites, and oh my gosh, we got one on the lizard. That's one that I really wanted to catch one on. We're gonna send this dude back, and we're gonna keep getting after it. Well, I think that's all she wrote, boys. I will meet y'all at the house where I'm going to talk about the advent calendar more in depth. And yeah, I'll see you guys there. All right, everybody, I'm back at the house to close out today's video, and it is raining. So I got here just in time. Super briefly, I do want to talk about this puppy right here. Now, it caught us fish today. It blessed us with the Yodo worm, the spinnerbait, the banger, the clickbait, and the lizard, as well as the crappie jigs, which I didn't fish with today because I don't crappie fish much at all. I just bass fish. So we caught fish on 4 of the 6 baits. I honestly forgot I even had a clickbait for a little while. Until the very end of the day, I realized that I had a clickbait, and you guys know how much I love chatterbait fishing, so I just forgot that I even had it in here. But again, guys, if you're interested in one of these as a Christmas present or just to prepare for Christmas, I highly suggest that you get one. Obviously, this is not sponsored by MTB, but I'm just doing this out of the kindness of my heart, I guess. I'm just shouting out at Mystery Tackle Box for putting together this masterpiece. And honestly, I really enjoyed filming today's video. We didn't catch too many big fish. We honestly didn't really catch any big fish at all, but I had fun. You know, this was a challenge that I was a little iffy on. I wasn't sure if we were gonna get bit. So guys, if you did enjoy this video, I would appreciate if you went down and left a comment letting me know that you enjoyed it, or dropped a like, or thought about subscribing. It really helps out the channel a ton. But I appreciate your guys' view. Thanks for sticking to the very end of the video if you're here. And guys, I'll see you next week on the channel again. Peace.